What's up, everybody? What's up, family? Straight facts, no chaser news. Hey, this is crazy. We got audio going on. This is the after party of the JD Vance, Tim Walz uh, debate, and you know me, uh, Tim Walz whooped that ass. I'm not gonna lie. He beat it. He beat him down. Why? Because Tim Walz had all the facts. He was more of a regular human being. He wasn't faking it. Let me turn it down a little bit. He wasn't faking it. He was really telling it. At the very beginning, though, he was kind of like a little stilted. You got to understand. I don't know how many million people saw it, but the last one was like 60 million. So let's say 30 million people, maybe 30, 40 million people were watching this. So I understand he had to shake that off a little bit at the very beginning. But then when they got into it, now he had one bad moment, I believe, is when they asked him about him saying that, whatever he served in his military position, whatever. He embellished that. And, I don't think that was right. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that was right. I really believe that as, just a human being, a lot of us have put on our resume that we worked at some place for 3 years as opposed to 2. We try to embellish it so that we can get a better position. I can guarantee 99% of y'all don't did that. You feel me? But I understand what he did was wrong, and he gets to be able to stand up to whatever he had to say. Your anxiety is through the roof. Hey, you're like a soldier. So I look at it that way, but he still did 25 years service. I can get a man just one F up in this process. That's fine with me. But when you get down to JD Walz, man, JD Vance, JD Vance was saying some of the most insane shit. He literally said that Donald Trump saved America and shit like that because of all the things that he did. He saved the ACA. How many of y'all remember John McCain, rest in peace, sir, for all your service? That man went like this. Get in the camera. He went like this when they was trying to get rid of the ACA. And what did JD Vance just say? That he helped save the ACA, the Obamacare. And then the reporter said some shit like, "What do you say about that, Tim Walz? Under Obamacare, under Trump, the Obamacare did go up." I'm like, that's because my man went like this. Donald Trump was trying to get rid of it. Republicans trying to get rid of it. Go back and look at the video. When John McCain came back out to give his vote, all the Republicans were excited. Then he came out and he gave him the thumbs down. He's like, fuck no. And then what happened? All these Republicans were flipping out. Donald Trump pissed off, mad at this dude that they call, he's a hero. Oh, he's not a hero because he got caught. Well, Donald Trump, what the fuck are you? You got caught with bone spurs. I get tired of these punk ass people trying to act like they grown ass men. Not even fucking standing up. When it was time for them to call you, you ran. And then you want to get in a position and try and tell people who are actually men of men that they're weak. No, sir. You were straight, what we want to call it, vaginal walls when they asked you to come in. You went straight vaginal wall on them. And then you're going to sit there and act like you a man. No, sir. When they called upon you, you bitched out. And you want to act like you somebody who can lead something. These people who have stood by you when you were president, these generals who literally said you are worthless. I believe them because they don't put their life on the line. What have you done? Out here selling $100,000 watches worth $1. Out here selling gold shoes that ain't worth shit. That shit went from $3.99 to $99 in like 2 weeks. Some people can buy them for $35. 2 pair for $35. 3 weeks later. It's insane. Insane, people. McCain is still a hero. Yes. Look, I'm a Democrat through and through. Been that way since I was a kid. Watching that, that people did stuff for me that wanted black people to rise. were Democrats. No Republican wanted me in my era to rise. You can go back to Abraham Lincoln all you want. I wasn't born in 1863. And everybody knows, if you know history, 1863, it was really Frederick Douglass that saved us. It was not Abraham Lincoln. Go back and read it. Frederick Douglass and his people, abolitionists and so forth, they're the ones who fought for black people to be free in America. They was trying to send black people to Liberia to fight for them and their rights and their economics here in America. They was trying to send the black people who would have fought and lost their lives but would have came back maimed and said, your kids could be free in Liberia, not the country they lost their blood in, but some country they would have to go back and start and fight. Now, if you don't know about what happened to the brothers and sisters who did go and decide to move to Liberia, they got treated like subhumans there too. What's worse? People who look like you telling you ain't shit? Black people looking just like you. Some of them a little bit darker, some a little bit lighter. Don't like you because you came from America. Yeah, I don't talk to some people whose family came, who left America, and descendants of people who went to Liberia. They got treated like trash. And Frederick Douglass is the only reason the ones who decided to stay here were freed. Had shit to do with Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was leveraged. He was leveraged to keep us here in America free. So when these Republicans go back, I'm a Lincoln Republican. Fuck you. They'll tell you talking about Lincoln Republican. You're more like a Frederick Douglass Republican if you're really talking about somebody who set somebody free. Sending us to Liberia was not free. They were still trying to kick us out the country. Go out and die for our economics so that we can have power, but then we're going to kick your ass out to fucking Liberia. Get out of here. Get out of here with that stuff. Most people don't know their history. That's why they talk a bunch of trash and now, oh, this, that, and the third. I'm like, no, you don't know your history. This country did not want you, black people. Even when they decided to set us free, they didn't want you free in this country. They wanted you to go to Liberia. Go look it up. I ain't making this shit up. The only reason that you're free in America is Frederick Douglass and the abolitionists behind him that literally said, we will fight in this civil war to help you win if you set us free in America. Go look it up and call me a liar whenever you can. I don't think you're going to be able to if you look up the true history instead of this whitewashed BS. Tonight, what you saw, if you did get a chance to see it, was the Democrats who gave a damn about you and the Republicans who was trying their damnness to look like Democrats. J.D. Vance tried his best to ride the line with Democrats. Yeah, we want to help you. Since when? Project 2025 ain't trying to help nobody but white people. Go look it up. I'm tired of people acting like when people sit here and say they're woke. Woke don't mean nothing but educated to them. Being aware of the truth. They'd rather be asleep, lying with the lies, sleeping in bed with the lying ass people. That's where they want to be at, with the liars, so that they feel good. I heard somebody say something in this debate or something after it and sometimes before it about their feelings. You know what I feel about your feelings. Fuck your feelings. The fuck you talking about? Your feelings. Let's deal with the facts first. Tell me what you feel about the facts and I'm there with you. But you telling me what you feel about what it hurts. I think it was Essie Cup. She was on, what was it called? Abby Phillip. And my man, you got to go check it out. It was just yesterday on her show. And Keith, I think Keith Boykins or something like that, I forgot his name. He really laid it down. I love the fact that he got into Byron Donald's ass. Literally said, you're a liar. Abby, I don't know why you let this fool on your show. He lying. Straight lying. And S.E. Cup was trying to come out and be the person in the middle. I get sick of these middle of the road people trying to make it right on both sides. No, why don't you tell the truth about your side? There is no left side that was wrong for people. Left people always trying to help people. It's the right side that's always trying to help the wealthy and then somehow try to ride the middle. Riding that middle, what are you riding? You're literally saying give everything that the rich people want and somehow these rich people are going to help the poor people. Isn't it the rich people that sent the jobs over to like China sent the jobs over to Brazil, sent the jobs over to Portuguese, sent the jobs over to other countries. Isn't it the rich that sent them over there? Why the fuck we trying to help them out all the time? They keep sending the jobs overseas. And then telling you it's the motherfucking immigrants. No, the immigrants don't have power. It's the rich white men that do. So spare me the bullshit. Spare me. Deal with the real facts here. Rich white men and other people of different colors, but mostly white men, are sending these jobs overseas so that they can make a boatload of money. They're out on their yachts having fun while they're sending their minions to fire your ass and tell you it's the immigrants. The immigrants don't have no job to give. The immigrants don't have millions. The immigrants don't pay your fucking check. Tell me on your check you see an immigrant's fucking name on it. When you paying your bills, is an immigrant's person's name on that fucking bill? No, it's not. It is a rich white dude's name on that bill. It's his corporation on that bill that is paying your check. And when that job leaves, it is the rich white man that took your fucking job, not them. They're over there getting paid fucking pennies, eating bread and fucking manna for breakfast and dinner. It is a rich white person that's fucking your life up, and you keep on trying to play it on somebody else because you love racism. You love racism. You love to put it on everybody else. Why don't you look in the mirror, poor white people? The person that's fucking you looks just like you. Just like you. Same color. That's the person that's fucking you. Ain't no immigrant fucking you. Immigrant paying barely anything. You get mad. I saw this video. I think it was on TikTok. White woman, white man, saw an immigrant driving by in a Lexus talking about, hey, these immigrants coming and taking my job. No. Who you think paying him or her? That white person look just like you. That's the person that's paying them to be able to buy the vehicle. Don't get mad at the person who took the job. Get mad at the motherfucker who actually gave it to him. You're misguided. You're pissed off at the wrong person. You're pissed off at the wrong person. The person that's fucking you over looks just like you. They just have a different economic class. The problem in America is economics, not race. But see, the economic people are mostly white. And they make the poor white people think it's about race. So they hate people who are supposedly taking their jobs. But let me tell you something. If the rich white people weren't paying them, they wouldn't have no opportunities, would they? So your problem is with the rich white dude. But you can't say that because why? Because you white too. You can't blame white people for being white people. So you try to blame the brown and people of color for the white people giving them opportunities over you. And you don't even see it. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. You're going to get mad at the person who's taking the cash and not the person who's taking it from you and giving it to them. They don't make money unless these businesses give it to them. They don't have opportunities unless these businesses give it to them. Be realistic. You guys, some of the dumbest shit. You think somebody immigrant is their fault that they got a job. They didn't hire themselves. It's the dumbest shit I ever heard. And you got J.D. Vance out here talking about Donald Trump saved ACA. There are over 30, 40 million people on ACA now. People who got good insurance for like $60 a month. And you're going to tell me Donald Trump saved that? How? You know who saved that? John McCain. He's the one that did this. He did this. Not the Republicans. They did everything they could to repeal and replace it. And they lost at every turn. They were literally one vote away. And the man who was over in Vietnam, who got beat up, close to death, his father and his grandfather were fucking royalty in the military. The Vietnamese literally said, John McCain, you can go home because your family is royalty. You can go home. And what did John McCain say? Fuck that. You got to send them home before you send me home. He had every opportunity to move ahead of the people who were getting their asses beat, as well as himself. He could have went home. He didn't. He stayed back and continued to get his ass beat. So much so, he couldn't raise his arms. Raise his shit like this. That's a hero. He was a Republican. I'm a Democrat. I can give up hero when a person's a fucking hero. Put yourself in that position. How many of y'all in here, if they literally told you, hey, yo, we're going to stop beating your ass and you can go home. And we're just going to keep beating their ass. Because you royalty, we're going to let you go. Good faith, you know what I'm saying? Let America know we're going to keep kicking their ass, but we're going to let you go just to give them a little bit of something that we ain't going to do too bad. We're just going to break his arms a little bit. How many of y'all would have took y'all ass home on that helicopter and bounced? Many of y'all. Because most of us don't have that hero in us. So you got to give respect where respect is due. So Republican, Democrat, whatever, independent, 100% I give them respect. Because I ain't going to lie to y'all. I'm Mr. Straight Facts. My black ass would have been on that damn helicopter on the fuck out and been like, peace, I love y'all, but I got to do what I got to do. These fools ain't letting none of y'all free. Y'all dying up in this bitch. I'm not. Am I good? Hell no. I ain't a good person when it came to that. I would have been gone because I don't have what he had in him, and I got to be respectful for that. He has something in him that I didn't have. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I'm Mr. Straight Facts. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Why am I going to lie? Try to act like I'm bigger than I am? No. I would have been a punk bitch. 100%. They beat my ass, breaking my arm. What? I'm walking around like this and shit? No, I'm out. He stood there. And when that bone spurs, non being able to speak, half fucking, what do you call Trump has Down syndrome. I'm going to tell you that right now. Why do I say that? Look at his eyes. Look at Donald Trump. His shits is like that. His dad and mom must have gave him an operation. But his shit's like that when he's talking. He's just sitting there looking. His eyes are down like this. He had an operation to lift his eyes. He's straight Down syndrome. Is there something wrong with it? No. But y'all think he's smart. The man is not smart. None whatsoever. Tell me where he's smart at. He calling somebody stupid, calling Kamala Harris all kind of names. Let me tell you something real quick. He called Kamala Harris like, she wasn't so bright, she was stupid, she was born that way. Tell me something. How does somebody so stupid beat the brakes off your ass in a debate? If she's stupid, you fucking like super remedial. What are you? If somebody stupid, not smart, beat the brakes off of you easily, handily, didn't even break a sweat, and you want to run for president when you got your butt beat by somebody you call stupid, boy, if you don't shut up. And the people talking about supporting him. First off, when they talk, look, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a black man. I'm going to talk to black people right now. Nobody else. Black people voting for Trump. I'm going to tell y'all something real quick. The man's a racist. Already I'm proving that. I don't care what you say. You know that's true. Why would you vote for a racist? People ask me this question. I'm going to tell you why. You remember Rick James on Dave Chappelle. He said that drug was a hell of a drug. Right? That closeness, that proximity to whiteness is a hell of a drug. You'll see it. Candace Owens, Hodge twins, all them. Proximity is a hell of a drug. Look at what happened to Candace Owens when she told the truth about Palestine. The Jewish men who believe in white supremacy, Ben Shapiro, Dennis Prager, they kicked her ass to the curb with the quickness. She couldn't have a difference of opinion. I thought this was a free country. I thought you could say what you want to say. But instead, they kicked her ass to the curb just on one point. This woman went around lying about black people's history, literally talking about her video when she went PragerU. If you watch those little stupid ass commercials they had on PragerU, talking about people back in the day, like the natives, like they were like bad people or some shit. That Christopher Columbus came to North America. That fool never stepped in North America. He only stepped in South America. And she was out there spreading that shit and putting her voice on PragerU bullshit. In the moment this woman came up with a fact and said something about, the Palestinians. Yeah, the Palestinians were treated horribly. 1948, the war happened. The Palestinians were living there. It was the Jews who came to Palestine that totally destroyed them, along with the United States, that took over that land. This woman told the truth, and they kicked her ass to the curb like she was yesterday's trash. Go look it up. I ain't speaking no lies to you. I don't lie to y'all. Ain't got no reason to. I tell you the truth if it's good or if it hurts you. I don't give a damn. It ain't got nothing to do with hurting you. It's got everything to do with you knowing the truth. And if it hurts you, then walk through that pain until you find some joy. There's joy on the side of knowing the truth once you learn how to deal with it, cope with it, and get over it. But always wanting the shit to feel good doesn't do anything but hide the fact of the lies that are painful to everybody else just so that you can feel good. What about the people that the pain it actually hurts? Like for history, for instance. These white people that want to get rid of history because it feels bad to them, what do you think it does to black children not knowing their true history so that you can feel good? So they get to feel bad about their history or ignorant about their history just because you don't want them knowing how evil your ancestors were because you feel guilty? Fuck you. What the hell's up with you? You feel guilty about the truth, so you want them to be ignorant about the facts. No, that ain't how it works. They know the truth about the facts. You deal with the pains and realize you're not the problems your ancestors were. Quit trying to cover up for them. Let the world know what kind of people they were and that you're not like them. Therefore, you don't have to take the brunt. You just have to be real with who they were and who you aren't. But see, you're trying to hide who they were because you feel like who they were is okay. Because they are who make you valuable. If you stop getting value out of hateful people, you don't feel no pain. You don't have a problem with it. You're like, they were horrible. That's not me. Just like when there's bad black people, I don't attach myself to them. I denounce them. I don't like criminals. When there's criminals who are black, I'm not trying to sit there and say, don't talk about black criminals. Nah, fuck that. Talk about black criminals. I don't want them around me or my family. I'm not going to praise a black criminal. But you guys want to praise your historical horrible people because that's your history. Well, why don't you cling to the ones that did good, like the abolitionists who were white? You want to cling to the evil bastards that killed people, raped people, and did all this crazy shit, and you want us to forget it so that you can praise the horrible human beings that you grew up liking. I'm sorry. The truth is the truth. If you don't like it, then move somewhere else. Thank you, Benny Loco. I appreciate it. One of the years who didn't know his butthole from a hole in the ground, but he believed everything the white man said. Right, Donald Smith? I'm like, look, I knew when I was a kid, I used to challenge my teachers on everything. Anything that I thought was not right. I don't care if a teacher looked at me and said it was a noun. I'm like, nah, that's really, or she said it's a verb. That's an action verb. And she'd be like, it's a verb. Nah, I'm like, look, this is actually a movement. This is an action verb. I don't care what it is. Truth is truth. If I make you look like a fool by telling the truth, then you should have studied. Then you wouldn't look like a fool. Same with me. If I mess something up, and don't do my homework, I deserve to be called a fool for not doing it. But guess what? If you educate me, I'm no longer a fool. I know what's up now. See, too many people get in their feelings. They don't want you to tell what's up because they don't want you to make them look like a fool. Well, the easiest way of not looking like a fool is to do your fucking homework. And then you won't look like one. You'll always look like you're smart. But when you just say shit your friends say without doing any homework, you look like a dumbass. And I'm not one to sit there and try to make you feel good about being a dumbass. No, you're a dumbass. Go learn. And I'll say, oh, yeah, you smart, dog. I didn't even know that. I love that. When you give me shit I didn't know, love it. I give you much praise for it. But when you say shit don't make no sense, just because your homie said it, it's like y'all dual nut jobs. I'm like, yo, get up out of here with this shit. You should have did your homework. I stopped listening to what my friends say. I don't even tell you to listen to what the fuck I say. Check me. Come back to me. And you can call me a liar. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I do my homework. Most of the time, I'm not. Because I deal with facts, not fiction, not feelings, not somebody's opinion. You can have your opinion about facts, but don't make up a fact just so you can make opinion about a lie. I ain't got time for this shit. Tonight, we got to see two people debate. We got Tim Walz and we got the Republican J.D. Vance. And trust me, they both had their problems. Tim Vance, I'm going to go with my guy. Tim Walz. Tim Walz, go with my guy. You need to just come out and say you fucked up, dog. And he did to some degree. But when somebody asks you a question about when you said what you said about you being in the military and all stuff like that, doing everything, you embellished your resume. Say that shit. I don't give a fuck about that. What you doing for me? I don't give a fuck about what you did for the country. Thank you for 25 years. I don't give a fuck about what you tried to embellish. If you said you was in the military and you weren't, then I got a problem. But you was in the military for 25 years, bro. I ain't got no problem with you embellishing your resume a little bit. Everybody does it. There ain't a military person out there that ain't embellished their career to some degree to get a better job. There ain't a person out there who's a fucking cook that ain't went out and say, you know what, I cooked for Janet Jackson. Bullshit. You can't prove it. But you'll say that to get a job. I get it. I can forgive that. But what are you doing for me right now? Admit your faults and work on what we got going on. America and people in America got real issues. And we need to focus on those issues. Like, the Democrats really have a plan. You know what trips me out a lot is when all these people, especially on the news and shit like that, mainstream media, they allow these people to come on and say the Democrats don't have a plan. I'm sorry. Why do I have $25,000 stuck in my head to get a new home? Why do I have $6,000 stuck in my head for those people who are going to have babies for the first time? My kids are grown. It ain't even going to benefit me, but why is it in my brain? What the fuck is Donald Trump got that's stuck in my brain? He ain't got shit. I'm going to solve immigration. How? I don't hear nothing about, oh, there's 20 million people. You going to get rid of 20 million people? How's that going to happen? You going to go around and figure out who the fuck it is? How do you know? You say you don't know where they at, but all of a sudden you're going to kick them all out of the country? That's some of the dumbest shit I ever heard. I'm going to go find them ghosts. Let me go find a ghost real quick and kick it out the country. I don't even know where they at. We're going to raise up the police officers. We're going to let them do what they're going to do. You know what that sounds a lot like? Sounds like he's going to go pick up everybody who looks like they fucking immigrants. So you Latin people, so you black people who may look like you from Africa, they just going to pick y'all asses up and figure it out once they throw you in a cage. That's what they saying. And these Republicans voting for that dumb shit. You know what? And don't have an accent. Don't sound like you from Jamaica or some shit and you lived in America. And you may be from Louisiana, sounding like you got a little Jamaican something in you. Don't let them motherfuckers pick your ass up and have you try to figure out who the fuck you are. How many of y'all walk around with your Social Security card around with you? Your birth certificate. Most of us don't have it, and if we do, it's at home in a special place. You out in the street, they ask you for your birth certificate. You gonna think you gonna have it? You can't get it from a cage once they throw you in it. It kills me how most of you guys pay no attention to how they can achieve these goals that they're talking about. I get it, people. I get it. My family's raised in the Midwest. I understand people of all different races talking about immigrants in the country getting jobs that again, like I tell y'all, immigrants don't hire themselves. The division is between the wealthy class and the poor class. You think those immigrants want to come to this country getting paid half of what you fucking getting paid to do it? Nah. But they came from a country that paid them $1 a fucking hour. They come here and we'll give you 10, and you Americans are getting 30, 40, $50 an hour for that job. And you pissed off at the immigrant for taking it for 20. And not at the rich bastard that cut you out of your fucking pension, that cut you out of everything and put your ass on unemployment and put an immigrant in your place for 12, 15 bucks an hour. You mad at the wrong person. And it's too simple for them to get you mad at the wrong person. That's crazy as hell. Like somebody walked up to you and shanked you and turned around and pointed at the immigrant, and you're like, I'm mad at it. And the rich person got the shank with your blood on it in their hands. You mad at him because he pointed at the immigrant. It's some of the dumbest shit I ever heard. Get mad at the person that got rid of your job, not at the person who accepted it and didn't even know it was your job. That's like me getting mad at you for getting a job that I think I should have got. You call that what, DEI? It's some of the dumbest shit I ever heard. Same shit they did during slavery where, again, Rochelle L. Exactly. Nobody has their papers on them. And they're talking about getting rid of immigrants. I'm sorry, ma'am, young people, whatever. If they want to get rid of French people, if you got a French accent, again, you could have grew up in New Orleans. Totally American. But you don't carry your papers with you. You all up in a cage and shit until they figure out, oh, okay, you can let her out 6 weeks later. You done lost your job, lost your house, your kids done went to protective services, and they done found out, oh, you was American, my bad. And that's what you want. It kills me how these people don't think past one. Immigrants. And okay, then how are they going to do it? Number two. That means they can snatch up your kid off the street because he looked like he's from Mexico, but he was born in Pasadena. Boy, it's just insane how these people do no homework and put themselves in complete hell for no reason. One, because they hate people. And you know what gets me is when Latin people are hating on other Latin people. Your grandparents or parents were immigrants, and you pissed off at an immigrant coming over here legally, but you call it illegal because they're undocumented. Just let you all know, when a person is undocumented, it doesn't mean they're here illegally. They're literally here legally. Undocumented is not illegal. Undocumented means they came here through the legal system, and they had to go through the process to actually go to court to become either full legal or get kicked out of the country. That's the immigrant process. Undocumented is not illegal. It literally is a legal person. They came here, they asked for asylum or whatever. At that point, they are here legally, just undocumented, which means they have their information. They know who they are, and they have to come back to court when the court decides. And because our system is so backlogged, that could be up to 7 fucking years before they have to go to court. So they here in the country able to work. Know what America's about and stop pretending like you do. Do your homework. Every human being, American, should know that here. What undocumented means. It's not illegal. Know what it means and quit being so easily fooled by hateful people that point the fingers at others when they're the culprit that's fucking you over. It's the rich people that are fucking you guys over. It ain't the motherfucking immigrants. They're the ones hiring the immigrants and getting you mad at the person. Oh, he got a Lexus over there. How'd he get the Lexus? Well, I gave him the money to buy it, but he got it. And you mad at the person who got it, not the person who gave him the cash to do it. And they fired your ass to give it to him. And you mad at the person who got it, not the one who gave it to him. It makes no sense, people. Stop, please. Stop, Cynthia. Stop. It makes no sense to me. These people have no clue. Cubans look down on Mexicans. You know what? What I get tired of, who was that? That was Vindictive Tiger. It's like the caste system, this system created in America, white and black, and all this shit like that. It gets on my nerves because it has nothing to do with anything. It's all made up. People are people. People's culture, beautiful thing. I love Mexican food. I love culture as a Cuban food rather. I love Japanese food. Some of it, not all of it. I'm not that much of a raw person, but hey, that's just me. I love other, and that's just the food. But even their culture and their music, why do we have to segregate each other into a negative as opposed to being able to appreciate each other's culture and say, hey, that's beautiful. I like that. I like the drums in it. I like this and the other. No. These people want a life just like you. Whatever culture you are. And I don't understand, like you said, Cubans not liking Mexicans. I remember I got a Uber many years ago. And it was a Latin guy. And we were talking about how divided that the black community is. That's because I was talking about it myself, how divided the black community is. Because I have a business and I've been focusing on trying to bridge black people, to bridge the wealth of black people, trying to unify black people. And I was letting them know, it's not easy, yo. Like I said, I'm Mr. Straight Facts. I ain't gonna lie about nobody, about my people, nothing. It's hard to get my own people to realize that if we unify, we can end a lot of problems that we have. You got so many people on one side, you know, I'm all black and I don't want to fuck with nobody else. Then they got people over here and I don't want to fuck with black people because they don't know what they're doing. They got people over here. Black people don't know how to run a business and everything's kind of dark, you know, like not even done right. Then you got people over here. It's just insane. It's insane to me. And I'm sitting there like, the reason why we can't get together because y'all got stereotypes in your head about your own fucking people that was given to you by racist motherfuckers. And you sit around here trying your damnedest, destroy your own people over stereotypes. Because what? The end goal is how close you can get to whiteness. The closer you get to whiteness, you think you're better. And I'm like, just be good people. Why you got to worry about I'm closer to this person? Nobody has a lock on good people. But because this country has a standard in which wealthy people, mostly white in this country, middle class and wealthy, more of them than they are of any other culture, you associate that with whiteness as opposed to opportunity. That has nothing to do with whiteness. It's everything to do with opportunity. Every black person I know that grew up in the hood, when they got opportunity, they had a better life. They was driving around in Range Rovers. They had new clothes, $100,000 watches. It had nothing to do with the fact of what their race was. It was all about the opportunities that were granted to them. But we often get caught up in this race game because our masses put us there. Even poor white people. Your masses too. Yeah, rich white men and women have played y'all like a fiddle. Made y'all think y'all was important just because you was white. But yet, though, you feel like you're privileged, you still eating mayonnaise sandwiches and shit. Acting like you better than somebody driving around in a Lexus that's black. You're not. You're the exact same. You just didn't get the opportunity. And the only reason you're not getting the opportunity because you keep your mouth shut. See, you like that privilege game. I'm privileged and the cops don't pull me over and I get treated differently, but you still poor. You don't open your mouth because you sound like you black or you a minority when you let them know you poor. But the reality is the majority of people on welfare in this country are white people. But you wouldn't know that because y'all keep y'all mouth shut and you don't fight for your own fucking rights. You wait for people of color to fight for your own rights and then you sneak your ass in there and get your benefits and sneak your ass out and act like you ain't a poor white person. But you are. But you don't have to fight for it because you got people like me that's constantly fighting for it. And who do you vote for? You vote for the white person holding you back because they make you feel like you're important while making you eat mayonnaise sandwiches in the process. Facts hurt, but they facts. Go look them up. By the millions, there are more white people on welfare. By the millions, the people receiving funds, free money from the government are white people. But the face of it are people of color. The face of it is immigrants. No, the reality, the face of it is white people. They just keep their mouth shut and they don't tell the world how poor they are because they got rich people giving them privilege. Because, see, they believe in that power structure. As long as white people are in power, I'll get treated better. I'll have this privilege game going on. I may be poor, but I'll be treated better than middle-class black folk. That's your game. That game running out. That's why y'all so pissed and ready to have a civil war. Because y'all ain't getting treated better. And you're mad at the black people and people of color and not at the white people for not giving you the privilege anymore. Because they can't handle it. They can't maintain that shit anymore. Because economics is where they run to. See, this whole race game is a game. White people don't give a fuck about, rich white people don't give a fuck about race. They give a fuck about power. That's all they care about. They got you guys thinking it's race. It's not. It's class. As long as we can keep these poor people fighting over race, we stay rich. We stay powerful. They fuck around and fight each other over stupid shit. But the moment they wake the fuck up, rich people got a problem. And they've been successful. That's why they fighting it tooth and nail. This woke shit, all it's saying is people of color are rising. And you poor white people, your privilege is disappearing. Us rich people can't keep giving you privilege. Now, how about this? If we all band together, rich people don't get to have that type of power anymore. Power becomes to the people and not just to a few people. How about that? That's the problem that people are having. Some folks enjoy being wildly ignorant so they don't have to take responsibility or accountability for anything. Right, Pepper Ann? Cynthia Johnson, you're embarrassing me. I was attacked by the very person you support. Who's the person I support? I never told you who I support. You're telling me you got attacked by Tim Walz? Is that what you're saying? Tim Walz attacked you? Well, shit, you better call the police. Shit, bring some evidence so we can be able to help you out. I ain't down for anybody breaking any laws. Somebody attack somebody, we got to go at them. But see, here's the thing. I don't think nobody attack you. I think you're just saying that shit just because you like sensational drama for some reason. But I may be wrong. How they attack you? You know what bothers me? When people make assumptions or assertions without actually giving you an ounce of fact in it. This person said, I was attacked by the very person you support. How do you attack you? Give us an understanding of how you attack you. They never say that. They just tell you, I was attacked. How was you attacked? And then they never come back. You'd be like, okay, so you really weren't attacked. You just thought that was a good thing to say. To do what? Who does it benefit for you just to say I got attacked without saying I got attacked by, I walking down the street and he attacked me, he jumped me? What did he do to you? And I guarantee you, it'll be something benign. I couldn't get this because he got rid of a bill that was helping me pay this. I'm like, okay, so what bill did he implement in its place? And then you realize it helped more people. It just didn't help you. And then you go look at it and say, it went from helping 30 million people to helping 70 million people, but you just don't classify anymore. Then all of a sudden he's a bad person. I'm like, so he went from 30 to 70 million, but you got kicked out because you don't qualify anymore. And he hurt me. No, he didn't hurt you. You just don't qualify no more. And why don't you qualify? I don't know. But maybe if you do some homework, you might fit in somewhere. But no, you want to blame somebody. This country is so filled with people that blame people for their own fucking faults. It's ridiculous. Shit you do, you be blaming on everybody else. That's one thing. That's why I'm Mr. Straight Facts. I've grown up my entire life watching people blame everybody and their mama for their problems. And I'm telling you, I've run into so many. I don't like a lot of people. Why? Because people don't take responsibility for their own fucking actions. People go around and do something. Well, I hit his car, but he slowed down. It was his, bitch, you hit him. The fuck you talking about he slowed down? Quit complaining about what he did. It's your actions that made you hit the bumper, not his. You get people complaining about it. Well, I got fired because I fell asleep just once. You fell asleep. Quit talking about just once. Always trying to get out of your fucking responsibilities. Want to blame everybody else but pointing the finger at your ass. You fucked up. You did the problem. And when you learn that you fucked up, you can fix it. But when you always pushing your problems on somebody else, you don't fix shit. You're always the person with problems, and we all know them. We all know that person has always got fucking problems and no solutions. Always talking about somebody did something to me. No. You know what somebody did to you? They didn't beat your ass when you kept on lying about shit so that you could take responsibility for your own shit when you was a kid. That's what the problem was. When you was bitching and moaning and saying it was mine, no, it's your fault. Your mom and dad should have set your ass down and told you, look, responsibility. Spell that shit. Write it 100 times and take it. When it's your fault, it's your fucking fault. Quit blaming everybody and their mama for what you did wrong. And that's what this country is so filled with. These Donald Trump people, Donald Trump ain't took responsibility for shit. It's a reason why his mom and dad didn't like his ass. What he has done is put this country on tilt. All the people over here who don't take responsibility for a fucking thing, vote for Trump. These people over here who take responsibility for their actions, vote Democrat. Ask yourself, how many people you know the Republicans that take responsibility for their own actions? And even in this, it's not a foolproof plan. Like Tim Walz, like I said, take responsibility that you tried to make yourself look bigger than you actually fucking was in the military. Take responsibility for that shit. I fucked up, tried to act like I was somebody bigger than I was. I was talking to people, trying to push myself up, pump my own chest. I didn't do that. I lied, my bad. I won't do it again. Thank you. Now move on and do some good. Nah, y'all be sitting there, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Yes, you did. Quit lying. You did do it. Take responsibility. Move on. Grow the fuck up. You're not a child. It's your fault. It's your fault. I take responsibility for my actions. When I fuck up, I fucked up. When I fix it, I fix it. I don't sit around saying, you know what? This person did it to me. Fuck all that. Nobody did shit to you. You did it to yourself by not taking responsibility. Now, there's people out there that have been racist and sexist. Yeah, they done did shit to you. I get you that. But when you sit here and tell me he did something to me, what'd he do? What'd he do? You won't stand up and be a woman or a man on it. Stand 10 toes down and tell us exactly what they did to you. Other than that, please shut the fuck up. Tired of people always acting like somebody did something to me. No, they didn't. You know what happened? Your ass don't like to take responsibility for your actions. Somebody else is always at fault at shit you did. Now, I give it this way. In my life, I have blamed people for shit that was my fault. But when I sat down and thought about it, I went back and apologized. My fault. In the moment, I was mad. I didn't take responsibility. Had I not said this, this wouldn't have happened. My bad. How many people you know actually do that shit? To me, it is rare. That shit's like finding a bat flying backwards. People will not take responsibility because they don't want to say, I was wrong. It takes guts to say I was wrong. It's not a weakness to say you was wrong. It's not a weakness to apologize for your actions. It is a weakness to act like you're right because you're too bitch to be able to take responsibility for your own actions. Stop relying on government responsibility. Alexandra. Alexandra Mo, I don't know what that's about, but let's just talk for a second about government responsibility. Um, the majority of this country relies on the government. Rich people rely on the government. You know that, right? Who do you think gets more welfare in this country? Rich people or poor people? I want to know, Alexandra. Please tell me who gets more welfare in this country? Rich people or poor people? Let's hear your voice. Right, all American native. Your damn fall. Um, so we fools now. Charles in charge. It's so funny how you name that name, Charles in charge. The guy Charles in charge. I'm trying to remember his name. Uh, is a racist, and I met him in person. I know exactly. And I got Scott Baio. Scott Baio. Let me give y'all a story about Scott Baio while y'all wait. I'm in Los Angeles, and my man named himself after a racist. That's funny as shit. Charles in charge. Reason why I know Scott Baio's a racist is personal. So I've been living in Los Angeles for many years, since the 1990s, 1993 to be exact. I worked for Arsenio Hall at the time. And so I've been in the industry for a minute. And so after I got divorced, one of the dates that I went on was this young lady who was around my age, maybe about 2 years younger than me. And we were dealing with some kind of political thing, going to different parties. And that's how we met in LA. And I took her on a date because a friend of mine got me a tour on the SS Lincoln, right? It's aircraft carrier. SS, I think it was Abraham Lincoln. And so I came to SS Abraham Lincoln, and we were waiting in line. I'm taking this girl there. I'm trying to impress her because she loved, like, she wanted to always go on an aircraft carrier. And for some reason, I got this opportunity to get on this aircraft carrier. It was just fate, right? So I got the tickets. I get there, and me and her are waiting in line. Scott Baio pulls up with his wife, his friend, and his friend's wife, and they were in a limo. And me and the girl was standing near the end of the line. And Scott Baio got his ass up out the car and walks over, and he's standing behind us. And he's just looking at me, he's looking at her, and he has a little, like, snare on his face, like he didn't like us or some shit. I don't know who this dude is, right? I know it was Scott Baio, but I'm like, I don't know him from Adam, right? This fool literally looks at me and her and says, we need to get in front of you. And I was like, for what? He said, oh, we got VIP. I'm like, well, shouldn't you go to the front? If you're in VIP, go to the front. He's like, no. We got VIP. We got, I think this is all VIP in this line, so we're going to get ahead of y'all. And so I'm sitting here like, I'm not going to fight Scott Baio. You know what I'm saying? And I was a fan at the time. All right, cool. Go ahead, man. Get your groove on, whatever. And me and the girl was having fun. She didn't think nothing of it. She was kind of upset, but I was like, whatever, no big deal. We just won behind him, let him do his thing. So he said he was VIP. Once we got up to the front, he got here, he got in. I said, so we're in the VIP line, so we got VIP. She said, there's no such thing as VIP with this. We just all the same. It's just general admission for everybody. So then he jumped in front of the only black people there and acted like he was better and was supposed to be in front of us. Right? I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm going to let it float. I'm with this girl, we hanging out, we having a good time, trying to impress her, whatever. Okay, so we get on. I'm not trying to make a big thing of it. We get some food, we get something to drink, we chilling, she having fun. And then I ran into this white guy. A lot of white people. It was just me and her was black. And this white guy was dressed up in a military uniform. And we talking. We're chilling, having a good time. The next thing you know, I'm like, yeah, it's the first time I seen something like this. I come from Indiana. He said, oh, I'm from Indiana. I was like, oh, shit, really? Oh, that's dope. And I said, yeah, I went to Ball State. He said, I went to Ball State. I was like, you fucking kidding me. Ball State University, Muncie, Indiana. I'm like, oh, shit, I'd rather ball you than you. He was like, yeah. We gave each other a dap. He was about my age, maybe a little bit older. He had gray hair. I didn't have gray hair at the time, but I thought he was somewhere around my age because he was just really cool. I'm like, all right, this shit, I didn't even know that. He said, well, you can come over and eat with us, chill out with us. I was like, all right, cool. White dude. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll be over there in a minute. He said, we're right there, a big table. I'm like, all right, cool. All right. So we get our little shit and we walk over and we sit down. We next to him. I talked to his wife. Me and her hit up. She went to Ball State, y'all. I was like, oh shit, Ball State in the house, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? We having a good time. Drinking, having a ball. Y'all, I had no idea, no clue who I was hanging with. The guy I was hanging with was the guy who ran the fucking ship. The captain of this motherfucker. The head honcho. The only dude in power. He's the one who led the shit. I had no fucking clue. I'm like, oh shit. He gonna take us on a private tour and everything. Guess what happened? Racist ass Scott Baio and his little shitty ass girlfriend or wife and friend and all that shit like that came over and said, why y'all at the table? I looked at him, I said, who are you, dude? I'm like, what are you talking about? I knew he was Scott Baio. I'm like, who are you? Are you cool with the captain? Shit like that. He said, where the captain at? I'm like, right there. Me and him boys. Quick boys. I was me and him boys. And he was just looking at me like, ugh. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? I've never said anything to him. I let him be in front of me. He comes and sit over and he's asking me and my girl to get up so he could sit next to him. I'm like, man, fuck you. I'm sitting there. The captain said, no, it's all right, Scott, man, sit right there. We cool. And he sat down right across from me and his wife. And then I think it was his agent, and his agent's wife was across next to my girl. So when we were sitting there chatting, having a good time, me and the captain's wife, general, whatever he was, the title was, we were sitting there chatting, talking about Ball State. Well, see, you know, Scott Baio didn't have nothing on Ball State. So we sitting there talking about, I said, you went to education? Oh, you was there with it? Oh, man, we was talking about the school and everything because it was pretty small. It was education school when he went, blah, blah, blah. The teacher's college, we was talking about that. I'm like, did you know about La Follette? We was having a good old fucking time. Who was over there all looking fucking crazy? Ugh. Scott Baio's racist ass. Sitting over in the corner acting like he's supposed to be somebody because he's white and a somewhat half-assed star. So when we went to go on our special trip, you know what I'm saying? That the wife who also went to Ball State and the head dude who also went to Ball State, he went over and gave some little hug, little dap to Scott Baio, but then just took us on the trip and walked away from Scott Baio. He was fucking hot and heated. And that was such a fun thing too, because at first he was all racist and he got in front of me and I just let it be. But then later, God put his thing on it, sprinkled his own little thing on it, and made Scott a second-class citizen up in that bitch, and made me head honcho. God works in mysterious ways, people. God works in mysterious ways. That is the time that Scott Baio ate my motherfucking dust. And you naming yourself after that racist Charles in charge is ridiculous. Race card, exactly. Scott Baio played the race card, jumped in front of me, talking about he was like, he's supposed to be number one or some shit, acting like we were the only black people there. He got in front of us. He didn't cut the white people in front of us, just cut us. When we got in, head dude was white, cool as shit. And I get along with everybody. As you saw, Scott Baio got his ass kicked to the curb. At that point, I knew Scott Baio was a racist. So when he's on Trump's side, I knew for damn sure that's not the side I want to be on. So you're going to name yourself after him. You need to know what type of person you don't name yourself after. Nobody race baiting. I'm telling the truth, Charles. You get hurt over some stuff. Don't get hurt, man. Don't get hurt. Go hug something like a tree or some shit, man. Quit being so pissed. Obviously not. I don't know nothing about being racist. I can't be racist. You don't understand that, do you? I named him a racist for no freaking reason. Listen to this Charles in charge person. He cut me and didn't cut the white person in front of me and said that there was a, VIP when there wasn't, and treated me like shit when I was the only black person there. He didn't walk up to the white people that was sitting right next to, because he was a captain. I was a captain, his wife, me and the captain's wife was getting along really, really good. And then my girl, and over here was another person. He's at the head of the table, and the other person over here is like an actual person that worked with him who gave me his card and personal phone number. And we were supposed to hook up and go out and eat together after this when he came back. And then there was another person. Then Scott Baio was going to be sitting across from me because of the fact that he wanted to sit where I was sitting, right next to the wife. Wasn't having it. And that's the thing. The captain recognized the racism. He came up to me later and he's like, yeah, that was pretty tripped out. So Charles in charge, you don't know what you're talking about. You have no clue what you're talking about. Even when, and you look like you possibly black, but maybe you're not. Even when racism is actually there and everybody recognizes it, you ignore it and act like it's like my problem. It's not my problem, bro. Keep going. Let me talk to somebody who makes sense. What y'all up to? Admiral. Thank you, Steve. Holler. Admiral. He was the head of USS Abraham Lincoln, and it was docked in Long Beach, California. The girl I hung out with, she lives in Texas now, I think. Ain't nobody making up shit. You're one of those Trumpers who like to tell everybody else that they lying just because you don't like it. I did finish in Planet Waterbug. He don't know what's going on, man. Come on. Yeah, whatever, bro. Whatever. You don't bother me. You don't faze me. You really make me laugh. Thank you for the comedy, because you're a joke. Steve Holler. You don't know if that makes him a racist? Oh, yeah, he was a racist, bro. He was a definite racist. What do you think it makes him? Disrespectful? Is that what you think? You know what gets me is that people always try to tell people what racism is in the instance in which people deal with racism. I'm a black man. I know what racism is. How the fuck are you gonna tell me I don't know what racism is? That's the weirdest thing. It's like me telling a person who in their entire lives have dealt with something, and I've never had that experience, or I may have had that experience every once in a while, whatever, and a person who's dealt with it their entire lives, you're a pro at telling somebody else what they know what is. It's the craziest thing. It's like you want to take some kind of power in determining what racism is when you're more likely a racist than a person who receives racism. The only people in life that know what racism truly is are racist and the people who receive racism. If you say you've never been racist before, you really don't know what the fuck it is. You know what people think it is, what people say it is, but you never experienced it. It's just like with anything else. If you are a person who, let's say, builds cars, you worked on cars your entire life. And it's like me, who's never worked on cars, to walk up into you and say, hey, that's a carburetor. You're like, nah, bro, that ain't a carburetor. I say it's a carburetor. It's not. It really isn't. But I say it is. You haven't dealt with something, don't have no experience with something, but yet you know what something is. It makes no sense. 1 + 1 = 75 to y'all. We know what the fuck it is. We've dealt with it our entire lives. It's not like we make this shit up. What's the purpose of making up racism? We don't make this shit up. We deal with it and we expose it. If I'm an expert at recognizing racism, how is a neophyte going to tell me what racism is? Come on, man. Make some sense. Keep making no sense. Is in a mental corner, right, Benny Loco? They don't make any sense. Because you just turned black, right? Only a racist would know what racism is. Come on, Sir Pup Jones. Only a racist and a person who receives racism knows what racism is. If you say you've never been racist and you've never been around anybody racist, how do you know what it is? It's just like saying, again, how you become a pro at something or a pro at recognizing something that you say you've never done or never received. But see, in this society, we have allowed certain people to determine what racism is. Specifically, white people try to tell you what racism is. I'm like, are you a racist? They'll say no. Have you been a racist? No. So how the fuck do you know what racism is? There's a term, yes, but the actual action, if you've never seen it in place, how do you recognize it? They have no answer. But yet they want to be pros at something they have no experience in. It's just insane. They act like they know, but they don't know just the word salad. Come on, Sir Pup. Speak that knowledge. A perspective like common sense is not taught on the internet. Come on, Uncle Fatty. It really isn't. It really isn't. But anyway, y'all will see that debate. Y'all. You got Tim Walz beating that ass. I mean, he'd had JD Vance had nothing. Literally nothing. Like I said, both of them were kind of wishy-washy on one or two issues. But when it came down to, JD Vance literally said Donald Trump saved the ACA. that right there was the funniest shit. I was like, say what? You don't remember, that there was a senator, John McCain, the hero. He didn't do nothing. It's some of the most insane shit they say. Look, it always be that person that say, "Oh, I'm making sense." Really? Why come nobody else recognizes it? It's the funniest shit. I'm making sense. Really? Because nobody else recognizes it but you, but you're making sense. My favorite is I don't have a racist bone in my body. Come on, Sir Pup. It's hilarious, right? I don't have a racist bone in your body. What about racist skin, racist bone marrow? You got something? Something in you racist, because you sound stupid. The end was lovely. It really was. When they ended up and closed out, you could tell. This is one thing I'm gonna give you like my opinion on this stuff. When you listen to JD Walz speak, you could tell somebody who genuinely cares about somebody. This man literally talks like he cares about somebody. And you can tell by what he's done for his own state. When you listen to JD Vance has been a senator for like almost, now it's going on almost 2 years, but when he started, this was like a year and a half. He's accomplished nothing, created zero bills, has done no fucking work, has no accomplishments whatsoever. And in the very beginning, he called Donald Trump America's Hitler. I'm like, say what? You call him America? How do you go from calling somebody America's Hitler to kissing his ass? I mean, to me, it's like, look, dude, you have no spine. I want somebody that's got spine and balls. You got zero. You a jellyfish up in here. Stand up for something. Believe in something. You literally had one belief. Stand 10 toes down on it. Went on a bunch of podcasts talking shit about Donald Trump. He's worthless. He's nothing. He's this. He's that. He's America's Hitler. And then when he said, you want to become vice president? Donald Trump's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Yeah, okay. Never mind the fact you've been calling him shit forever, but now all of a sudden he's the best thing ever. Yeah, okay. What changed your mind? Oh, a gay billionaire. They will always talk about Soros. What about this gay billionaire that literally gave him like 14-something million to run for office? A dude who literally has video or photos out here being dressed up like a trans woman and against gay people, dating his wife as an Indian woman, saying racist shit. I'm like, this man's a walking contradiction. He's talking about immigrants. What is his wife's parents? I mean, Donald Trump talking about immigrants. What is his wife and their family? It's a total walking contradiction. And they want to sit there and act like they're the ones with morals. I'm like, how do you have morals and you talking shit about your own wife and her family? Both of them talking about their wives and their family. If you're going to kick immigrants out, kick your wife's family out. They just became Americans. These Haitians were illegal. They weren't illegal. But you try to make them illegal and tell them they eat dogs and cats when they don't. I mean, you can complain all you want and act like these people are somebody who has some kind of moral fiber. You know damn well that's not true. But when it comes down to it, like this person's talking about, I'm talking about race. It's all about race, dude. What are they talking about? Tell me what plan Truthfully, what plans do the Republican Party have for the American people? Donald Trump has concepts of plans. What is a concept of a plan? His concept is really not there. I'm going to get immigrants out. They say 20 million when it's really like 12 or 15 or whatever the lower number is. But let's give them their 20 million. How you going to get 20 million people out? I don't know. I'm just going to do it. And then these dipshits say, yeah. Do you understand how much money it would cost to get 20 million people to get out of the country? Do you understand how many innocent people will be kicked out of their own country because these dipshits are inadequate in what they do? You remember Stop and Frisk grabbed a bunch of Latin people who were actually citizens in this country. Legally. They just look like immigrants. Some of the dumbest shit I ever heard. And they never have a plan. They always talk about Donald Trump got plans. No, he don't. He got concepts. And none of those concepts actually have a plan. There's no details to it. There's literally bullet points. And they're like, we need more from Kamala. How about Donald Trump's been bitching about what he's going to do for 9 years and he still got concepts? How about 9 years should be a full-on fucking plan by now? And you're going to give a man 9 years to get a head start and still have nothing? Come on, man. Y'all remedial. Who doesn't know who won? Come on, Spicewood. Come on, Spicewood. What they talk about on MSNBC?
Else, because we know the economy is top of mind for people, that there's still.
What's so funny I like is like there's so many Republicans on the Democrat side now.
Trump's term was like, and he doesn't touch anything else. And then the attack, which we've touched upon, but I want to talk about, against Vice President Harris is this idea that the vice presidency is some all-powerful role, where he said, well, if all of her policies are so great, then why isn't she implementing them now? How can she be asking for a promotion?
Then Project 2025.
Which J.D. Vance understands the limitations of the vice presidency, but to me,
this is another point we need to talk about.
Because they are so easy.
Oh, Benny Loco, don't worry about Charles. Just let him stew in his own trash. He ain't talking about nothing. Half the shit he talking about is just to make himself feel good. Ain't nobody thinking about him. Let's remove him out the room. Get rid of him.
But shouldn't Walz have decoupled those, or do you think he did?
I think, well, one could, you have to make a decision. I mean, the governor did have to make, I know I've been very critical tonight, rightfully so, I think, but the governor does have to make the decisions in that debate. Like, do you want to spend your time correcting every single lie, or do you want to
we put him in timeout. We ain't got time for trash.
And then continue to push.
Smell like rotten eggs up in here.
I think the issue with the revisionist history, and he did call out the revisionist history, particularly when it comes to the Iran deal. Like, he talked about when he says we'll sometimes hear revisionist history about when Donald Trump was in office. That's
yeah, they always got revisionist. Walz is a human. Exactly. Planet but water but.
J.D. Vance would say under a Harris administration XYZ has happened, and then sometimes the governor would respond and say, well, under a Harris administration actually da-da-da-da. There's yet to be a Harris administration. There is a Biden-Harris administration.
All right, let's talk about that real quick. I'm gonna discuss that real quick. One of the things that bothers me is when J.D. Vance and other people like Donald Trump are talking about Kamala Harris and what she could have done under her vice presidency. Please tell me what bill, what law, what thing that the last vice president ever do? The last vice president of the United States that was with Donald Trump, what did he do for America? Did he pass any laws? What did he do that he literally made plans for the American people? Not a goddamn thing. That's what. The president is the one that does it. See, this is the thing. Most of these people have zero education. They have no idea about civics. And this is a problem with America. We have dumbed down America so much that the average person has no fucking clue about civics. None. No clue. They literally think whatever Republicans tell them to think. A vice president cannot make laws. You know what they can do? They can literally break ties in the Senate. They're the last person in the room, but the president makes the final decision. So if she wanted one thing, he'd be like, I'm going to make this other decision. As opposed to what she may have wanted. Right? That's what happens as a vice president. Mike Pence did not make one fucking law. And they know it. That's why they never mentioned Mike Pence did this. They tried to hang that fool. Because he didn't do what Donald Trump wanted him to do. Break the law. And they think Kamala Harris as vice president is supposed to make some policy in America. Really? Since when did Mike Pence make policy? He didn't. And only people who are too stupid to know that the vice president doesn't make policy. He or she is literally the person next to the person who does it. Now, if that person dies in office, then they're up to bat. But up until then, they just sitting there waiting. They have no power to do shit but other than give advice, and hopefully they'll listen to you. That's it. So if people don't know about civics, it's your problem. It's your fault that you're still stupid as a grown-ass person. Magic VP powers. It's like there is no such thing as a VP who makes decisions for America. The president actually assigns a VP jobs to do. They don't even make their own fucking plans. They want to make her the border czar. The president never called her the border czar. You know who did? Sean Hannity, Fox. They're the ones who labeled her the border czar. In reality, they just made her a person who spoke to them about what is the problem. Why are these people running over here so much? What's going on in the country? That's something that we should focus on. You understand? The people are coming here for a reason. Why don't you deal with the problem so they don't have to come? Duh. You go over to the country, you speak to the leaders. Why are your people fleeing from your joint? The fuck is happening? What y'all doing wrong? What do we need to fix so they can stay here and have a prosperous life? Do we need to send some kind of military here? Do we need to figure out some kind of plan? Why are they running? Oh, because of your gangs and shit? Well, how about you guys get rid of the gangs? What do we have to do to help you get control of your government so that the gangs and the mafia and the drug lords aren't leading your country and kicking people out? What do we got to do? What we got to do to help you? That's what she was in charge of. Not going to some border and just watching people cross and saying, you cannot cross today. The fuck she look like? Act like she motherfucking Dora the Explorer. Backpack. This bitch supposed to be on the corner telling everybody, you can't go today. Not into the woods of America. You can't make it past it. Shut the fuck up. You're some of the dumbest people, man. I don't understand. These motherfuckers actually breathe on their own. How the hell do you think that Kamala Harris somehow, some way, is in control of who comes and who doesn't come as a border czar? There is literally no such thing as a border czar as a job or position. And you got dumbass people literally say, she was a czar. When did that job become a real thing? It's not. Only stupid people believe it. And anybody that brings up border czar is like, yep, they're a dumbass. Anything after czar, border czar, dumbass. Don't listen to anything after border czar. There's no such position. Not a Democrat position, not a Republican position, not an independent position. There's no such position. It's crazy. We don't have a czar in the U.S. Come on, Planet Water Bug. That's what I'm trying to trip. I'm like, they're like parasites that attach to stupid people. They just get into their brain and just, I don't know, they crawl through their ear, whatever it is. They just sit there and be like, border czar. Oh, there's a border czar. No, there's not. But there is. They said it. I'm like, but it's really not. Go look it up. See if you can get that job. It's nowhere to be found because there's no such job. But they do no homework. Zero homework. That's why you guys haven't seen me post a lot, because I have been trying to take a mental break because I am so tired of stupid people. I just never knew in my lifetime that there were people that were so happy at being stupid. I mean, they get joy in being a dumbass. I mean, I'm like, damn. When we were in school, getting stars for getting good grades, getting the answer right, there were literally people there hoping, because they're so stupid, that getting the wrong answer, they would get a star too. And that's a trumper. The people who didn't get stars but want them anyway. How about I get a star for not working hard? Say what? You mean to tell me Drew's over here reading book after book after book, reading the encyclopedia back and forth, reciting it, rehearsing it, getting straight A's and all these fucking stars, and you want to sit here and eat boogers and get stars? The fuck is your problem? That's what they want. They want to sit there, dig in the boogers, eat it, and they get A's too. No, fool. Work. Pull yourself up by your intellectual bootstraps. Quit being stupid and expecting people to call you smart. And that's the problem. Dumbass people want to be smart without putting in the work. Rude inner planet Janet. That's funny. It's like someone who enjoys smelling their own farts. Yeah, Uncle Fat. I'm like, it's just insane. I'm like, they're coming to America, Neil Diamond. Work hard. And then you can claim your intellect. You can claim the fruits of your labor. Quit trying to be stupid and try to act like you're smart. I'm getting tired of that. It's like, look, you didn't work hard enough in school, after school, in your job. You didn't work hard enough to become an expert at your position, to become very smart, to be called intellectual, to be called, somebody who just does a hard work, and you deserve to have better life and better economics. You didn't work your ass off. You just want that shit to come to you for free, for no reason whatsoever. Now ask yourself, why do you deserve to be somewhere where everybody worked their ass off to get? You're entitled. You think you deserve it for doing no fucking work. That's a trumper for you. They do no homework to find out the truth or what's factual. They literally want to listen to dumbass people whom they consider to be smart. They went to college. Yeah, they did. But their dad paid their way. Think about it. Here's one thing I want to ask Trumpers, you know what I'm saying? Because people will be tripping. And regular people who are not Trumpers, people who actually have brains in their head. Donald Trump claims to be an intelligent person. He actually evokes his uncle, John Trump, who used to be a professor at MIT. How does anybody claim intellect by saying my uncle was smart, so there I am smart too? How's that work? It doesn't. It's the dumbest thing ever. Whoever says my uncle was smart, he did all the work, and just because he worked hard, it just got into my genes and turned me smart too. Such a dipshit ass thing to say. And these people believe it because this fool keeps on saying it. My uncle's smart. My uncle's smart. He never says that the fact that he worked hard to become smart himself. Here's the thing. If you're so smart, sir, why did you actually have your ex-lawyer actually threaten the colleges that you go to, not to release your records? Here's the thing. If I made all A's and I'm a smart person, why not show it? Who doesn't show that they're brilliant when they know they are? It just validates what I've been saying. But he hides it. Not only does he hide it, he talks about suing them and threatening them if they let any of these things out. That's weird because if anything's good about me and I wanted to be promoted about me, if I could get it promoted for free and let the world know, shit, that shit'd be known. And everybody knows Trump is like a media whore. This dude literally wants to be on everything. put me on this, put me on steaks, put me on a watch, put me on shoes. And you telling me he don't want to be put on a straight A report card? He don't want to be put his face on straight A's and show how brilliant he is? Mm-hmm. Nobody's stupid. Only Trumpers are that damn dumb. You only hide shit that makes you look like terrible. Donald Trump is a dipshit. He don't want his people to know that his uncle could have everything in the world. None of that shit washed off on him. Because why would you have to go off of somebody else's education when you can just laud your own? You say, hey, look at my grades. Why am I looking at the uncle? Look at mine. Look at my GPA. Fuck the uncle. He's subpar. I'm smarter than him. He's promoting him because his uncle was smarter than him. You don't promote somebody dumber than you to say that you're smart. You promote somebody who's smarter than you to try to cling on to his intellect. And you'll never produce your own records because you're a dipshit. And the only people who think you're smart are dumb people. Because, hello, it's easy to prove it. Just show us your records. Yeah, I thought not. That full term after they come out one more time. If I hear, come on, Planet Waterbug, ain't nowhere in America are they in the world that I know of that a baby comes out and they decide it's called infanticide. It's not abortion at that point. It's called infanticide. They don't even know that. Planet Waterbug. Excuse me. They don't even know that. They have no idea that they call it an abortion. Trump calls it an abortion. This is why I know how stupid they are. After the baby comes out of the vagina, it's called infanticide. He's calling it an abortion. That alone tells you he's stupid. And that the people who are believing it are more dumb than him. That's why I don't give these people credit. I'm like, you just walk. Dude, look. You are literally a defective sperm cell, an egg that met. And there's no reason to give any of these people any credence. It's like, yo, you can vote. Go do your thing. I'm tired of trying to talk to stupid people. I'd rather speak to the people who are smart and try to figure out what we want to do once we kick these, like, you know, defective sperm cell and egg zygotes, whatever the fuck they are. Kick them out the fucking corner of, like, you know, of life and, like, go somewhere. Let's deal with regular ass intellectual people, from average intelligence to just like this ingenious intelligence. Let's work together and work something out for the world and the country. Let's just kick these dumbass people to the curb and let them, you know, fight amongst themselves and, you know, eat whatever they eat and do whatever they do. Let them work in a certain area so they can, the remedial people need to go off in their own little corner. Let's just build an island for remedial people and just send them all there. So Americans with common sense and intellect of a fucking gnat can literally work to make it a better world. Dumb people just don't need our time. They need help. They need help so they can get to the point of just being an average, intelligent person. Because the dumb shit they say is just stupid. I mean, it's just like, come on, man. How do you come up with the stuff you say? There's no facts. There's no evidence. There's no receipts to prove any of the shit that you say. It's one dumb person validating another dumb person. It's like, dude, where'd you get your facts from? From another idiot? Oh, really? Then where'd you get your facts from? From that idiot? Oh, really? Where'd he get his facts from? Another idiot. Oh, so all y'all idiots just listening to each other and turning dumbass shit into fact so that you can feel like you belong with the rest of us. No, that ain't a thing. Y'all need to go off in your corner and learn how to educate yourself. We shouldn't be grown-ass people trying to teach other grown-ass people how to learn at a 5th grade level. You should have did that in the 5th grade with your lazy ass. From QAnon. Come on, Grizel. I'm telling you, this past, y'all haven't seen me on TikTok for a minute. I mean, I've been tired. I've really been drained trying to keep up with stupidity. It's like, you sit there and think, I mean, I'm usually just like a really cool, chilled out. You see me on my music show. I'm positive, all this stuff like that, but I can't stand liars. So that's why I go hard in the paint for people who lie, because I go hard in the paint for the truth, and I call people out. But it gets draining because these people don't learn shit. They stay stupid. They stuck on stupid. It's like, dude, you wasting your time trying to educate dumb people. These people will listen to the facts and will cling to stupid like it's the best thing ever. I mean, seriously, these are the booger eating people in our communities. They dig in their nose and eat protein. That's their thing. And it's like they have no like interest in intellect. They love being stupid. They wake up every day looking at the sun. It's like, I'm going to be stupid today. I love it. I love it. I love it. Smartness, stay away. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's them. And you sit there and keep trying to educate them. And they like, I love stupid. I'm like, all right, go ahead. Be stupid. Go ahead and continue eating your burgers, bro. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm done. You're not the nut, right, Ben Loco? I finally said SOS. I've been fighting it, yo. I'm telling you. I've been taking care of my mental health. That's why I haven't been talking that much, because every day, dude, as it get closer to voting, every day is like bombarded with stupid. You're like, huh? What? I mean, 30 of them a day. You'd be like, I can't repeat to this shit. I can't. I'm trying to make a Trump whisperer translating stupid. And I'm sitting here like, there's like 400 stupid things this week. It used to be like I had like 10 and I could just pick out it's like 400 of them bitches now. I'm like, oh man, this is too much. I mean, Trump saying some of the dumbest shit, calling Kamala Harris stupid when he's the dumb one. Saying she's declining when this dude's talking about, he got on the stage, they're killing your dogs and cats are eating them. Y'all know in the 70s and 80s, he would be padded up. They would have grabbed his ass, put him in a white jacket, and threw him in like a padded room. If he got up on stage and said somebody was eating dogs and eating cats and there was no evidence to prove it, he would be in a padded room. Y'all know this. And today, this fool is running for president to lead the country. This nut job is literally going to have his hands on nuclear weapons? Shit. And here's the thing. I've been saying SOS for years. Is finally trending. Here's the thing that I want you guys to understand something real quick. Donald Trump, they want this man to be president. And this man is so cognitively declined. You seen my videos. I got up to 50 so far. I think I'm 50. I haven't did 51 yet. I might do one later tonight. But I got up to 50. You can go check them out on Straight Facts No Chaser. But this man is so remedial. I mean, these people literally think he had a good economy. And I'm sitting there like, tell me where was his good economy? And they'll say some crazy shit about, I got a stimmy. And I've heard black people say this. And one of my videos I did, I talked about poor white people deciding, the racist ones deciding that racism is more beneficial to them than their own lives, their own economic system, in which they're getting fucked over by rich white people who try to make them feel like they're better than poor other races, while at the same time keeping them just as poor as those other races. It's baffling to me. But again, stupid is stupid. But Donald Trump has them believing that he has their best interest, although this fool was born with a gold toilet. Fuck a gold spoon. He had a gold toilet. His crap went out of the system into the sewer in a gold toilet. And they think this dude gives a shit about their day-to-day lives. He don't even pay them. These are the ones that follow him. Those are the ones that have small businesses that Donald Trump chooses not to pay. So you ask yourself, how in the hell are you supporting somebody who don't give a shit about you? And you start to understand it's all about the power play. He makes me feel powerful. He allows me to be racist, sexist, xenophobic with no repercussions. I'd rather be that free than to have economic justice. Because you're sitting here, he's literally a part of the group of people that have sent your jobs overseas and hired immigrants in this country for pennies on the dollar to run his hotels, and you think he gives a fuck about you. That's how stupid these people are. They literally think a man that fired people who look like them and act like them and live like them to hire immigrants, it's going to be tough on immigrants when his homies hire immigrants for low wages to take care of their children in their homes. Say what? It's the oddest thing ever. It's like, yo, these people are beyond remedial. But Donald Trump has them in his daze, thinking that this racism is going to last for them. I'm like, whatever, do you. But the reality is, you're going to still be poor. You're going to still be mad that immigrants are coming here making more money than you. And the thing that kills me, they'll see a Latin person. There's a video like on TikTok or whatever of this immigrant who's driving around in a Lexus, and these white people are so pissed off that he's driving around in a Lexus. I worked so hard in my community to get my home, and this immigrant came by. He's driving around in a Lexus. How about you ask him, yo, homie, what you do for a living to have a Lexus? No, you hate on him because he got a Lexus, because you've been here your whole life and spinning your wheels because you've been believing in these rich white people telling you you're going to get benefits and you're going to get union shit, and you don't, and you try your damnedest and you barely got anything, and you keep relying on these rich white people that keep fucking you. And then this dude right here relies on people who look like him, comes into this country and got money, and you pissed off at him. Why are you mad at him? Why don't you be mad at the white person that never gave you the opportunity to be able to have a vehicle like he got? Exactly. It's not his fault. It's whom you believe is supposed to have your back. And that person keeps failing you, and you keep on pushing it on people who don't look like you. Do you really think these immigrants got what they got because some white person gave it to them? Please. It's because they got 4, 5, 6 jobs while your lazy ass is sitting here with a 40 hour a week job bitching that you're not making enough. They're making half of what you fucking making and working 3 and 4 jobs to do it and surpassing your ass. It's economics. If he has 3 jobs paying him $10, $12 an hour, he making 36. You making 25, and you pissed off that he's got a nice vehicle because your ass got 1 job and he's got 3? It's just insane to me. These people get mad at the wrong people. So easily get mad at the wrong people. It's not fair that immigrants work hard. That's the thing that kills me. They work so hard. I'm going to tell you right now, again, fact bomb, truth bomb. You will never, ever, ever, ever see this black man picking a strawberry for nobody. My ancestors did enough. It's just not going to happen. So I don't complain when immigrants come over here and get the job doing it. Why am I going to complain? I'm not going to do the damn job. I'd rather eat motherfucking something else. If they said, yo, we're going to have strawberries. Only way we're going to have strawberries is if black people pick them. Y'all going to be some non-strawberry eating motherfuckers. I'm telling you right now. Because you ain't eating them if I got to pick them. It ain't going to happen. My ancestors done did enough. I ain't picking no strawberries. I ain't picking no blueberries. I ain't picking no oranges. I damn sure ain't picking no cotton. You ain't got nothing if you expecting a black person to do any of that picking. So that's why most black people don't have no problems with immigrants coming here doing their thing. They got to start somewhere. And you start from the bottom and you move your way up to the top. That's just the American way. And these motherfuckers get mad because these people are moving up fast. It's a gig economy, baby. It's a gig economy. You talking about working 1 job and you going to get ahead? Shit. People got 3 jobs out here. Thank you, Uncle Fatty. Thank you again. People got 3 jobs out here, people. Trying to make it happen. These immigrants out here working 3 and 4 jobs. Ain't even seeing their families. Working out here picking strawberries at the early part of the day and shit. Move over to an orange farm and pick that shit. Go drive Uber and shit. Take their ass home for some food. And then go out overnight driving something else. Driving the other vehicle company. Coming home with 100 G's every year. Because they busting their ass. And your ass sitting at a $25, $30 job talking about, they getting ahead of me. No shit, fool. They working their ass off. You not. You working a 40-hour week. These fools putting in 150 hours in a week. The fuck you talking about? Don't act like you sitting here supposed to be equal to somebody busting their ass just because it's American way. Get the fuck up out of here. Bust your ass and you shall too be ahead. Come on, rude interplanet Janet. You can't be looking at them. These people out here. I mean, I'm gonna tell you again. I'm a factual dude. I don't care what it is. I tell you the truth, even if it hurts me, because I can't stand liars. Even in myself, if I end up having to lie, somebody asked me, if a girl asked me, say, "Do I look fat in this?" I'm like, "Don't ask me that question. Don't ask me that question, because we're gonna have problems. We're going to have problems because I'm going to tell you the truth." So you don't want that answer. Because if she look at me and say, "You fat," I'm like, "You damn straight I am. Your brother needed to lose weight." I'm not going to sit there, "No, don't tell me." "No, you fat. You fat fool. Don't try to sit there and tell you you need to lose some weight. Get some of this chin gone. Get a little bit of this." You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to sit there and lie. Why lie? What do I benefit about lying? I don't benefit. Have me sitting here looking like I'm something I'm not. Dak said, "You looking extra thick." They ain't got these cheeks, man. What you talking about? Shit. Ain't got no problems with it. Living Color Hanleys had 13 jobs. That was oh shit. Who's that? Gertrude. That was Haymon. Yeah. On the Living Color. Haymon. That they had like 50, they didn't even say jobs. What you do? Yep, you got it right. 14 jobs. You lazy man. You only got 13 jobs. That was so funny. Oh, I love those days. I mean, back in the day, you gotta work. Come on, we gotta work. Dude, I work my butt off. It is literally 10:37. Once I get finished going live, I'm not able to go live on TikTok. I had we watched Boomerang on TikTok because I have a movie night. And Boomerang on TikTok, Robin Givens showed a side boob. It was a rap. It was a rap after that. It was like, "Yo, take that shit there." They took me down, so can't go live over there right now until October 6th. So I'm going to try to figure out another way to do my movie night. We like to do old school stuff together. Like, I grew up watching movies with me and my sister. She passed away during COVID in 2020 due to COVID. And I play music that she loves, and we watch old school movies. So it's like a family affair on TikTok with me. I can't do it on YouTube because YouTube got all kinds of copyright issues. I'm guessing TikTok must pay, the MPAA and the music companies to be able to do what we do, like DJs and so forth. But I'm starting my own radio show, and hopefully I'll do my own video thing so we can all watch movies together. We watched, like I said, Boomerang this past weekend on Sunday. I don't know what we're going to watch since, but we watched a bunch of stuff. It's helped if cost of living was lower, busting your butt will go further. Alexandra, yeah. We do need to get see, the thing is about the economy, and despite being, like trying to be like Republican or Democrat, just deal with the realities of economics. When you understand that when we went through the pandemic, our economy, everything about the economy and so forth, deals with supply and demand. Most people know. If you got a supply of something, like you got 4 oranges and you got 6 people want to buy them, then you got to charge higher for the oranges because you don't have enough for all 6 of them to get the orange, right? If you charge low, all 6 of them can get it, and then, you don't make enough money off of it, and people are pissed off that they can't get an orange. But if you raise up the price, say each orange is $12, not all of them can afford it, so therefore you got 3 oranges sold for $12, but you make a huge profit off those 3 oranges. Even if the rest of them go rotten, you still make more than you paid for the 12 or 6, whatever you bought. So that's what kind of like, you're dealing with the supply and demand with the economy. So when we dealt with the pandemic, you understand that in a pandemic, there was a certain point where I think it was like March 13th, I think when my girlfriend was actually kind of like laid off, whatever, for the pandemic. And then the majority of people who were told to go home was like March 20th, 2020, right? Somewhere around there. So most people had to go home except for the essential workers. Now pay attention to all the things we use to get back and forth to work. Your car, if you was one of the people like myself, your car sat in the garage or the parking garage, wherever it was, pretty much the entire time. You were working from home. So you didn't have to pay for gas. Because you didn't have to pay for gas, what happened? When you did go out on the street, nobody was on the street, yo. So if nobody's on the street and nobody's buying gas, what do you think happens to the gas company? They have to lower their prices because their demand is low. So I got to bring that shit down to barely nothing to be able to make a profit when you go there, that you fill up and that you go to your crib and just chill and have gas for the next month now, as opposed to a week and a half, because you ain't going nowhere. So now you got a gas station that had a schedule of trucks coming and dropping off gas every 3 days or so and filling the tanks up. These tanks are full for like a freaking month now. So what do they have to do? Stop buying from the oil companies or their franchise companies and saying, hey, look, this gas rather has been sitting here for so long. Structure is this now. We were using 200 gallons, or I say 2,000 gallons, a day. Now we're using like 200. So we're only going to buy 250 to have an extra 50 gallons. So 250. So you buy 250, so you don't have to spend all this money, and everything's working. You have about 50 gallons left, whatever. By the end of the week, you get another 200. So you always have a reserve of like 50. So what happens then is that you've decreased your actual supply because of the demand. And then the gas companies are like, well, damn, you guys aren't buying enough. We got all this shit. So we got to slow down production. So when they slow down production and do the same thing, then everything becomes lower. They don't have to make as much. They don't have to sell as much. They don't have to buy as much. But then when the pandemic is over and everybody and their mama going back to work, then you got a certain amount of people that are still staying home to work because it's been advantageous for a lot of these businesses. Not having to pay the overhead. They got rid of their businesses, like the front of it, the front store, the brick and mortar. Because if you can work from home and I ain't got to pay $10,000 a month for a building, stay your ass at home. So some of these companies are all deciding, like, what do we do now after the pandemic? And at that same time, you had Donald Trump as a president who was, at the time, before this all ended, where all these Republicans in New York, but Florida and a few other places, open back up. We should have never closed. Like, but you can't open back up just to be open back up willy-nilly. This shit has to be orchestrated to open up in a precise way. Because if it opens up in a precise way, you can calculate how much the inflation is going to be, if none at all. If you open up perfectly, meaning that you continue to, instead of buying 250 gallons, you're like, okay, they're going to let, in New York, and I say in LA, they're going to put back 20% of the employment going to be working at their job and not at home anymore, 20%. So then you increase the 250 gallons by 20%. You should be somewhere close to keeping inflation pretty much the same. Let them produce 20% more, open it up, that 20% comes out, boom. All right, everything's kind of working. Inflation a little bit high, prices are okay. Then you let out another 20%. And there's 100%, there's 20%. So you go up and gradually. But with dumbass people like Donald Trump, these fools was like, let everybody go back at the same time. If 100% people come back when you're only producing enough for 20% people, what the fuck you think is going to happen? They got to raise the prices or everybody's going to be at the gas pump ready to blow that shit up. Where the gas at? So what they got to do? Raise that shit up like $18 a gallon for your ass to be coming out. Oh, give me like a fourth of a gallon. It ain't $18, but you get my point. So they raise it up really high so that you can't afford nothing but a quarter. Give me a quarter of a gallon real quick and put that $5 on it. Because they haven't grown to the actual demand. They can't supply the demand. So they got to raise the prices until they can supply the demand again. Get back to norm. That's how that shit works. That's why you have inflation. And because Donald Trump mishandled COVID and had some states just open the fuck up out of nowhere, having people to try and supply all that fucking demand, it skyrocketed. And then Biden comes in trying to figure out what he done fucked up. So he's got to fix it. And therefore, opening up the country is a balance of trying to make everything work. And Joe Biden, I would say, did an excellent job. You could not have done that without making some mistakes, because there's no way you would know the exact number of the actual demand of said products and how much to supply said products, because everybody didn't go to work at the exact same time. And because they didn't go to work at the exact same time, you can't go back to old numbers and be back to where you were before. You have to figure out how many people said you got to go back, how many people said you didn't. It is a balancing game. And then at the exact same time, you're dealing with businesses in the capitalistic system who literally were gouging the fuck out of people. They were raising prices because they were trying their best to get up. But here's the thing with capitalism and the greed. I can tell the government, you know what, dude, it's taking me a long time to produce this shit. I'm going to have to raise the prices up just so much. But, it should be okay. Then raise gas prices up to some ridiculous amount. And on purpose, don't raise the production of said products. And therefore, everything is high. They gouge the shit out of you. And if you do your homework, that's what these corporations did. On purpose, they chose not to make the actual products at the exact demand. They kept it below the demand and therefore charged a higher price, and you just had to do without. And they fucked everybody over. On top of that, these same corporations who got these tax cuts went out and started buying homes. Not you and me working our ass off to get a down payment to buy a home for the first time or second time, whatever it may be, or for trying to build a business and start buying like corporate properties so you can sell them to Subway or McDonald's and try to build a life for yourself. No, these billionaires who got their tax cuts went and bought these things and raised the prices so you couldn't afford them. Go look it up. I ain't bullshitting you. And so when all that happens, they want to blame it on whom? The leader. And whether you're under Trump, Obama, Reagan, whomever, corporations fuck over the American people all the time. It is not the president's fault that these people raise up prices. But it is the government's fault, in my mind, that they let go of these regulations that allow these assholes to do that to the American people. That is the House and the Senate, because they have control over the purse. Period. But see, if you knew the government, how it worked, you would know these things. You wouldn't be learning it from me. But see, most people don't know how the government works. They literally think their leaders are the ones that do everything. No. The leaders inside the House and the Senate and your state and also your local, those are the people making decisions. And if you feel like you're being fucked, it is their faults. They're the ones that are not doing their job to protect the citizens in your community. And because you only vote for the president, you allow your local and your state to fuck you over and blame the government, the federal government. It's not true. Now, if you know this, and if you don't, go look it up. Call me a liar if you will. But if you know this, then you know where your bread is buttered. The president doesn't make any decision until after the House and Senate makes decision. They can do these executive orders, but these executive orders have only become like this fashionable thing in the last, what, decade or so? We should have a functional House and Senate with reasonable thinking people that can agree to disagree on certain topics that make the world better for all of us. Instead, you got a group of people that want to fuck everybody but rich people. You got a group of people that want to help everybody, but they call them socialists because the extreme aspect of their party is trying to do great things for everybody, but you don't want them to do great things for everybody because it may cost too much. No. Find a happy medium between the extreme in the Democratic Party and the actual people who are in the middle. And that's where most Americans really are, to be honest. Nobody really wants to be on that Republican side where you give everything to the rich and hope that they give you something to grow your life. Since when has a rich person ever given you anything in your life? Think about it. Since when have rich people made plans to give back to the community? Never. So why would you vote for people that never have your best interest at heart? Never come up with a plan to benefit you. Their plan is, give me all the money. I know better what to do with it. And I'll help these poor little peasants. Here you go. Here's a coin or two. Just grab a little coin here or there. While I take the dollars, here's your little coins. And that's what you want to vote for? People who want to give you coins while they take the dollars? It makes no sense to me. None whatsoever. Trickle-down economics has never worked in American history, ever. And they still want to vote for people who want to give to the rich and hope that these greedy-ass people are going to throw you some nickels and dimes. The fuck we look like? Homeless people. We're working our ass off. We're working people. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, really, I don't know if you feel me or not on this. You know what I'm saying? You can show me with hearts or whatever. You know, donate some money, whatever it may be. I'm getting tired of people talking about the middle class. The majority of this country is fucking poor. What about the poor class people? The fuck y'all talking about? Middle class, those are the people who are not 2 or 3 paychecks away from losing everything they own. What about the poor class? They're the ones that's lifting everything up. These motherfuckers are working for nothing. They barely getting by. He's talking about middle class, people who got homes, and, well, they need to be able to get enough money to buy a second home. Fuck you. What about the people who can't afford a home? They're not middle class. They're fucking poor. They're the working poor. Talk about them. Quit talking about middle class. The middle class is doing okay. It is the working poor. The fuck are you talking about with middle class? These people think they're in the middle class. You're not in the middle class if you're 2 or 3 paychecks away from losing every fucking thing. There's no middle class. You want to feel like you are because you got a house and a car or 2. You still poor, bitch. You still poor. If you are 2 paychecks away from losing everything, 4 paychecks away from losing everything, a cancer diagnosis away from losing everything, you are the working poor. You are not middle class. Quit trying to be something you're not. I don't care what you got in your closet. You know damn well you mostly people can't afford what you got. Gucci this and Prada that. You can't afford that shit. 3, 4 paychecks, your ass is sitting out on a corner, hugging a fucking tree, living under a bridge. Talking about you middle class. The working poor is who they need to talk about. I'm not even 2 or 3 paychecks. Illness can bring everybody down. Talk about the working poor. Because there are people out there busting their ass day in, day out. And if that check don't come through, their life is trash. And it's not because they're lazy. It's not because they're not trying. It's because opportunities are rare. And jobs are not paying what they should be paying. When I grew up, I'm 53. A family could have a husband and a wife working one job and have a nice life. Hell, the husband could have one job and the family can have a nice middle class life. That shit's gone. And it's not due to Republican or Democrat. It's due to all the plans have been created. Republican, Democrat, and Independent. America, that is our fault. It is who we put in office that made these decisions for us. And for middle class people, for them to talk about middle class people, I'm sorry. The working poor is bigger than the middle class. Telling somebody that they can get an extra vehicle, middle class, you gotta help them. Fuck all that. What about the people who never had a new car in their fucking life? They've literally had hand-me-down cars their entire life and have worked day in, day out, blood, sweat, and tears. Those are the people that need opportunity. Middle class don't had new cars. They done had a new house. They got good schools. The working poor don't. So shut the fuck up about middle class people. It is the working poor you need to speak about. Energy independent, I see. Right, Rochelle? I'm younger than you. That's what I'm saying. They need to talk about the working poor. I haven't heard neither campaign talk about the working poor. Not a one. They talk about middle class because I guess that's the majority they believe that vote. See, a lot of poor people don't vote because they don't believe nobody has their back. And why wouldn't they? Nobody talks about them. How about y'all talk about them? You might find another class of people that'll start voting for you for the very first fucking time. When people realize that they've worked their entire life and they're 50 and they never owned a brand new fucking car in their lives, but they've worked every fucking day of their lives, those are the people you need to be speaking to. Those are the people that you need to be giving some kind of credit or loans to. Those are the people that you need to say, we understand your credit isn't that great, but we're going to say people with 550 to 620 or whatever, we're going to give you $10,000 to buy you a new car, or buy you a house or whatever the hell. Those are the people you need to be focused on because those are the people that want to be a part of the middle class, that want to be a part of the American dream, but just can't find it. And therefore, they are disheartened to vote or be a part of this entire system. And there's a shit ton of them. Most of them are following Trump because this fool keeps telling them, "Oh, I love the unintelligent, the ignorant, and the poor. Poorly educated. Poorly educated means economically distraught, and therefore they believe he's got their back. Why would you think he have your back when he's never paid people like yourselves whenever you do a job for him? They're starving for somebody to fight for them. And they cling on to anybody that mentions them. These are code words. That code word he keeps on talking about is literally talking about poor people who can't get by. And everybody else keep talking about middle class people. The fuck is middle class got to do with anything? They already got nice lives. It's the poor people who are working their ass off and can't even buy an ounce of motherfucking stock nowhere. Can't take part of the American dream by buying, some gold or buying whatever it may be, buying a stock in Apple. Shit's like $1,000. They ain't got that money. How about investing in them? How about investing in their communities? Instead of kicking them out, how about investing in their businesses, in their communities, and creating industries in their communities so they can have living wage jobs so they can become a part of the middle class and become a part of the fucking American dream? How about that? Quite simple. Yeah, they give them their money. It's crazy. They're not nice to older people who can't retire. I am working poor and I would never vote for POS Trump. Right? Bill the Cat, man. We need, like I said, I'm voting. I'm gonna tell you, I'm 100% who I'm voting for. I'm not lying. I'm not sugarcoating thing. I tell you, I'm Mr. Straight Facts. I tell you the truth. I'm voting for Kamala Harris, and the reason why is because for me, she sounds like the person who's trying to bring us together. As y'all know, I'm Mr. Straight Facts. I do Straight Facts, No Chaser, Trump Whisperer, Translating Stupid, and I make this shit funny, but it's painful. I know what my brothers and sisters of all races, colors, and stripes are going through. The pain, the working your ass off and seeing no fucking nothing out of it. I understand what y'all going through. I've been there. And I fight. And like I said, you haven't seen much videos coming from me because I'm getting tired, man. It's draining. It's a lot on your mental health to have to deal with people who constantly lie in your face and act like you're the dumb one. I'm like, dude, I'm doing homework. I'm doing research. Your ass is just spitting shit out your ass. Nothing you can say, you can validate. Then they move on. Like the guy here earlier talking all this shit, but never produce facts. They just say shit to try and piss us off and move on. Not a solution. Nary a solution do they have. All they have is problems. We all got problems. But we get tired of dealing with them. We just want solutions so that we can get past them. And the only person I see talking that way is Kamala Harris. Tim Walz. The rest of them are talking nonsense, doom and gloom. I'm tired of hearing this shit. Tired of the drama. Let's get past that shit. Work together to make this a better place. Everybody wants something. Not everybody wants the same thing. So if you want this in your community and you want something else in your community, why wouldn't I fight for you to get what you want? And you should be able to help me fight to get what I want. There shouldn't be no animosity. It should be love and positivity. But you get all these knuckleheads. And like I told you, I got the tongue to inspire. I got the tongue to tear down. Trumpians, I tear their ass down because all they do is lie to people. And I can't stand a liar and I can't stand a bully. So I fuck with them because I'm good at it. But on my other time, I talk to people about positive stuff and I inspire them. I want to invest in them, my time, my heart, my money, everything. Because I see that most people just want to have a good life. They don't have no hate or animosity in their life or in their heart. They just want a good life. And the solution to that is not to tear somebody else down. It's to lift other people up. The person you lift up is more than likely happy to lift you back up. And if they don't, then maybe you got the wrong person to be around. But most of us do. So that's what I believe in. Yeah, they want peace of mind. So yeah, they don't even care about the facts. They're mostly just seeking confrontation to spread hate for some type of internal trauma that has nothing to do with the situation. All right, is it Adamus? Yeah. We're not going back, Benny Loco. I'm not going back. I'm tired of it. Like, you'll see me, I talk shit and I have fun with it. But to be honest, I can't wait till it's over. I am praying to God that Donald Trump doesn't become president. I really want to put this dude, my goal is to never have to do another Trump Whisperer Translating Stupid. Because if he's gone, that's gone, and I can go toward, doing positive things and being funny and having fun times with other shit. But as long as there's evil trying to destroy good people, I'm going to be there fighting, saying shit about it, bringing up the truth. Because that's what I love, facts. Because I don't like people being lied to. I don't like people's lives being fucked up because they don't know who to listen to. That's why I'm starting Straight Facts, No Chaser News. I'm building that right now. You'll see that coming out. I'll be looking for people to be writers and so forth for it so that we can literally have people who focus on facts. Whether you like it or not, it's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to have any like innuendos or possibilities. I'm sick of that shit. I can't stand the media that allows Republicans or Democrats come on and just lie. I'm like, I don't care what people say. When you say spin to me, it just equals lie. I don't even get that shit. Oh, spin. What does that mean? It means to lie, but it's justifiable lying. Fuck all that. Tell the truth. Hell, if it's bad, stop doing it. You should be proud to say what you're doing. You shouldn't have to spin it. It drives me fucking nuts. Needs to win out. Vote. Yeah, Reggie. There's always another one out there. But again, it's got to be us people who want goodness and greatness. And we definitely have to stand up and fight for it. We have to say, like I said, I want to say his name. I think it was Keith Boykins. I want to say that, but I knew another person named Keith Boykins I went to college with. Boykin. There you go. Keith Boykin. Y'all need to go see Keith Boykin on CNN with Abby Phillip. He literally lights into Byron Donalds and literally says, "You're lying. You're a liar. Quit lying." Because he was on Abby Phillip's show. Phillip, I could put an S on it. Abby Phillip's show, lying his ass off. And he said to Abby Phillip, "I don't know why you guys have these liars on your show. They just come on here and lie. Why do you do this?" And she was kind of upset with Aaron, what's his name? Keith Boykin. Like, let me tell you why. I'm like, you should have been mad at this fucker over here lying to you. But you had a little smart ass remark to him because he called you out for shit you shouldn't have had on your show. Donald should not be on your show lying. You should have had told him, look, it's a lie. Now what? Instead, you let them lie and then try to shade it by saying, you know what? This is what the CBC or somebody else said, and then you move on. So now it's like, believe him or the CBC. No, you need to say, Byron Donald, or Donalds, whatever it is with an S, that's a lie. The only faction that actually keeps these numbers is this organization. It's the one that says that Donald Trump was right, and it's one that says that Donald Trump is right, and also with everybody else. This is the only faction that keeps this information that we always trust. And they say crime is down. So crime is down. None of this if, and, or but bullshit. Crime is down. Now what? But I think the crime, no, shut up. No. Crime is down. Now what? But I don't care what you believe. Facts are not focused on your belief or your feelings. The facts are focused on the numbers. 1 + 1 is 2. Just because you throw your feelings in it doesn't make it 58. Your feelings have zero account to what the fuck is going on. Fact is fact. Now what, Byron? And that's what Keith Boykins was trying to say to her. Say to her and him. What he's saying has no validity. Shut him up. America needs not to hear a liar just blatantly make it the truth. You are news. News is considered fact. People trust you. They follow you to believe in you. And when you decide to let people shade the truth without telling the truth, you're no longer news, you're propaganda. And you can't be mad when people call you fake news, because if you weren't shading the truth to some degree, nobody would have ever called you fake. The only time that that mainstream media started to really become fake news to a lot of people who are not even Trumpers is when you stopped holding people to account to the truth. You allowed them to say what they had to say and then move on to a panel that would say, oh, that's not true. Oh, that's not true. But you allowed that shit while they were talking to fester. And to come back 15 minutes or 7 minutes later after they done lied for 7 minutes straight. Who's to say that people stuck around after he spoke and listened to your pundits tell the fucking truth? Tell the truth as a person is lying. And if they are lying, don't give him airtime. Stop them right in their tracks and say, look, the truth is A, B. You bringing up C and D. Now, if you don't bring up the A, B, then we're going to say bye-bye. So the A, B, let's talk about that. They go to B, C. Next, we're talking about the weather. That's what you should be doing. Enough. People trust you enough. Too much even. And you sit around and allow them to lie to people who trust your news. You have to be held responsible for the lies that come on your air. You can't just say it was that person. No, You're the one that fed out that lie to 30 million, to 60 million, to 12 million. You fed it out. It's your responsibility to combat that lie so the majority of Americans don't believe it to be true. But if you allow them to say that and you as the authority don't say nothing about it, they believe it's true. Even if your co-host later says that's not true, it's too late. They've already condemned it, convicted it to memory as truth because you did not combat it. They know this shit. They ain't stupid. I went to journalism school. I was a president of the National Association of Black Journalists. I know this shit. I'm true to this shit. So when you tell the truth, tell it. Give a fuck what people think. They may think I'm bipartisan. I'm partisan. Fuck all that. They think you're partisan to the truth. Do it to Dems. Do it to independents. Do it to Republicans, and they'll just think of you as a person who believes in the fucking truth. Simple as that. Don't let a lie cross your ear without fighting that bitch, so that people know what the truth is. And tell people, look up the truth. If you don't believe me, look it up. Don't trust this politician. Don't even trust me. Go look it up. And once they do, they'll learn to trust your ass because you told the truth, and not to trust their ass because when they looked up the information, theirs was a lie. But when you allow them to speak that lie, then they think it's truth and they don't feel like going looking it up. They know this shit. They just not staying true to what they actually have an oath to do as a journalist. That's why I can't stand journalism, because these people lie so much and they allow people to lie to you. Fox is just a lying machine. To find the truth on there is like looking for Waldo. You can't find that shit nowhere. Anyway, period. They wonder why the man owners their asses, right? Mm-hmm. That's how it works, and I'm sick of it. So that's my thing. We watched a lot that was going on tonight, and I'm excited about voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Tim Walz did a good job tonight. He spanked that ass. He literally came with facts. He came with the truth. He came with passion. And, you know, I believe him. You know what I'm saying? He just seems very genuine. And I know that J.D. Vance, you know, the things he said on stage tonight was some like snake oil salesman shit. He was seeming like he was kind of agreeing with Tim Walz. Oh, and Tim Walz like, oh, I agree with that. But that's not his real viewpoint. And on top of that, Tim Walz, everything he said coincides with what Kamala Harris says. 100%. They are a match. There's no space in between. You can't see nothing between them motherfuckers. It's the exact same shit. What J.D. Vance and Trump is like this. J.D. Vance said this shit. Trump thinks this shit. They ain't nowhere near the same. Ain't nowhere near the same. And he tried to like sugarcoat Donald Trump. Donald Trump ain't nothing but just like ass and vinegar. Ain't nothing about him sweet whatsoever. And J.D. Vance tried to be sweet. Oh, well, I think we should just, I agree with him. Donald Trump doesn't agree with you, bro. And you're the second in command. Means whatever you got to say is an afterthought. And you trying to cover up for that vinegar and salty mug, you know, it's ridiculous. Trying to sweeten up poison. Anyway, I'm done with it. It was a great debate. One thing I like about the debate, to be honest, to give my little 2 cents with it, it wasn't going at each other's throat. It was just factual. It was calm. And to be honest, what I really liked about it was it felt like, even J.D. Vance, to be quite honest, because I think he was forced to do it because of J.D. Vance's approach to this debate. It felt like people cared about people. I know J.D. Vance, that shit was fake, but I think he had to do it because Tim Walz was so good at it. He controlled it to the point where he let people know we care about people. And I'm not just talking shit. I've already done it for my state. It ain't something I'm just pie in the sky. My state is already doing it. And had Tim Walz been lying about his state already doing it, trust and believe, JD Vance would have hopped on it. Your state don't do this. Your state don't do this. Your state don't do that. Would have totally caught him in a lie. But he couldn't catch Tim Walz in a lie. Tim Walz about what he said. He never touched on anything that Tim Walz said he did for his own state. He let it fly, which to me says is 100% true. He has nothing negative to say about it. So if this man who's debating him can't throw no salt on his game about what he did for women, letting them to make their own choices in his own state, doing the things he did for them in their communities, help get food for kids who don't have money enough to buy food. What kids should be hungry in school? If my tax dollars went toward that, I have no problem. I would not have a problem with my tax money going to poor kids who can't afford food to learn. Educated kids is what's going to take over our country. I'd be damned if I want to have a kid starving in school. If my taxes went toward that, I'm happy. Because you do understand a lot of our tax dollars go to rich people to build shit that they never finish. Useless. It's helping rich people get richer. I'd rather help poor kids have food in their bellies so they can become brilliant kids of tomorrow. That's investing in our future, not wasting it on some rich bullshit. That's the way I see it. You see it the way you want to see it. But I thank you guys for hanging out. Always straight facts. I'm going to keep it real 100% no matter what. If you don't like me, that's fine. Don't come and check me out. But if you do, subscribe to my channel. You know what I mean? Become a member. I appreciate you. I do what I can. Also, check me out on TikTok if you have it. You know, Mr. Straight Facts. I'm starting a radio station. I love old school music. I don't know if you love it or not, but if you do, come check us out. It's going to be called Chocolate Music Lab. Yes, Chocolate Music. It came up with, that's how it created. You can come to my show on Fridays. I can't do it this week. I got kicked out because we watched Boomerang and they had a side boob of Halle Berry. I'm not even going to sweat it because I enjoy the side boob. Not going to lie. But they kicked me off for live until October 6th. Well, other than that, thank you for staying around. Thank you guys for staying around. Thanks for being a good, straight ahead brother. Most definitely, Reggie. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Just full diaper. He was probably eating Big Macs during the debate with a bib on. What the hell's that about? A lot of our tax dollars go to military industrial complex. Facts, Rude, and the planet, Janet. Most definitely. Stay safe. Take care of each other. All right, y'all guys take it easy. I'm going to try to go more live, but I'm about to format this and start doing more lives. It's just been a while. Like I said, I had to take a break because I was just so many lives going out there. It was just driving me nuts. But I understand the people who follow me, rely on me, and I need to step it up a little bit. But, you know, give me a little time to kind of step away just to recoup, and then I'll come back and keep it factual. I got some videos I got coming out pretty soon. But thank you guys for hanging out with me, having a good time. Hope you enjoyed the debate. And vote blue, because that's what we need to do. All down the ballot, because Kamala Harris can't give you that $25,000 or that $6,000 if we don't have Democrats saying yes, and we don't have Democrats saying in the House saying yes, in the Senate saying yes, and your state and local. Vote there too, because in your state, you need people who have your back, who believe what you believe. You allow these people who don't believe, these MAGA people, into your state government, running your government, your daughters are going to have problems if somebody grapes them. I can't say that. Maybe on TikTok you can say the other word, but and they want to abort this insane person's baby. So pay attention. There are people out there for you, and there's people against you. Do your research and vote accordingly. Much love to y'all. Y'all take it easy. Be safe. I'm going to try and turn this off without keep talking shit. Sometimes video comes out. They have a little extra added on the end of it. Y'all take it easy. Much love.